I'm Ratthapong Wilairot. You are riding with Asian Motorsports Hour.
Sawadee Krab, as the Idemetsu Asian Motorsports Hour rides to the land of smiles, where our focus is on Ratthapong Wilairot, the latest champion from a famous motor racing family.
Sometimes also pressure because my father and my brother also champion.
The charismatic Kraitos Wongsawan guides us through the many levels of racing in Thailand.
The whole thing is that if you have all the jigsaw connected together, it would help.
And AP Honda Racing Thailand focus on youth. We try to find out who's a name to look out for from that AP Honda Racing stable. The Asian Road Racing Supersport 600cc champion for 2018 was Thailand's Ratthapong Wilairot, a title dramatically secured at his home Buriram circuit at the very last race of the season. Becoming a champion is a story in its own right, but when you're part of a high-profile racing family, it's especially rewarding. Ratthapong's brother Ratthapong spent 10 seasons on the Grand Prix circuit, and their father, Christmas, was a pioneer on the Thai racing scene. So the scenes at the podium that December day in 2018 were extra emotional. With now Ratthapong out of the shadow in this famous racing family, dedicating that title to his father. And we're delighted to welcome Ratthapong onto the Asian Motorsports Hour as the subject of our Rider in Profile. Ratthapong, can I take you back to that title win? And at the 7th time of asking of that category, you hadn't been a competitor, but you were suddenly becoming a champion. Did you believe that you had it in you to become a champion?
For my honestly, in that time, I think I have chance to got a champion because since we practice, so everything is gonna be okay, and everything goes smooth. So I confident with myself and my bike and also my team. Everything is combined together. I think it's very ready to got a champion. In that time, I try to do my best and just focus on the champion. Only focus to go fast and step by step. So in that time, I can got a champion.
There was one slight complication that you were starting with a brand new team. You were with the Yamaha team. What adjustments did you have to make during that season working with a new team?
For me, it's like first step that I come to Yamaha Thailand racing team. I need to learn the culture of the team, and everyone make me like feel like a family because everyone try to talk with me and change. Sometimes they talk together. We use time a lot because we need to talk and know each other. And Yamaha Thailand racing team is very professional for me because I use only 1 week to work with them and come to race. Everything goes smooth and I think it's okay.
In saying that, it wasn't until the final round of the season that you had a genuine chance of taking the title. Going into that final round in Buriram, you needed 2 wins. Were you really confident that you could produce 2 wins on your home circuit?
In that time, I feel like a lot of pressure because I need to got 2 wins of the race. And also final round in home race also. Everyone come and talk to me, but I feel like a lot of pressure because we have chance to got a champion at home race, but need to win 2 races. So in the first race, I just only think that I need to keep calm and make me more relaxed when go to riding. I try to just step by step and focus only race, not think about the champion. After race 1, I got the champ, so race 2 a lot more pressure because the chance is coming. So after I go to the track, I just think like, okay, we need to stay calm and focus and got the champion because it's only chance that I can got the champ.
You were very, very complimentary about the help that Deja Cressart gave you in that final race. What assistance did he actually give you?
For sure, in that year, my teammate is Desha Kaisa. He give a lot of information and also he teach me a lot when I coming to Yamaha Thailand racing team. First step that I riding the R6, I need to change riding style and also learn about the bike. He tried to teach me and give a lot of information, so it's easy for me to work at Yamaha Thailand racing team and easy to learn about the character of Yamaha R6. So I think it's a lot of things that he gave to me to make me a champion also.
I want to ask you about your famous family. I mean, you dedicated your victory to your late father, who was a great racer. What's it like being with a brother who's famous, a father who's really set the scene? Is it a help, or is it sometimes difficult in that you have something to live up to? How does the family operate?
Yes, for sure. It's like a motivation to make me riding the bike. Like my father and also my brother, I saw both of them to riding and have make me motivation to want to get a champion, and also sometimes also pressure because my father and my brother also champion. My brother also go to the world championship, so it's like a pressure to me because everyone always thinks like I must got the champion.
What does your mum think, your mother? Is she a big motorsports fan? I suppose she's got to be.
For sure, my mother is like sometimes she cares about the accident, and when I have big accident, she also like sometimes she cry. But when many years pass, so she understand, and now she is okay and support and want me to make my career is good.
Mothers are the best thing in the world, of course. What are your plans for this season coming in 2021?
Yeah, for me it's like I need to prepare myself because everything can happen, but we hope that this year we can race. So I must prepare myself and try to always keep my body to fit and firm for race, and also sometimes we go to practice because Yamaha Thailand racing team prepare the training and also the schedule for ready to race. The class that I race in Asia racing, so it's just like for my goal is like practice in Thailand. When we go to race, like we just we practice for Asia racing, and for sure our goal is champion.
Hey, brilliant to speak to you. Thank you for being our guest on the Asia Motorsports Hour. We have been talking to Ratthapong Wilairot. AP Honda Thailand racing team have been competing at the Asian Road Racing Championships since the 2012 season, and they won the team title for the 250cc class back in 2015. Since that, the team title though, and despite some notable individual performances, AP Honda's best result was a creditable third place in the 2019 250 championships. There, Muklada Sarapwech marked herself out as an outstanding and entertaining competitor. After a COVID-19 enforced absence last term, the AP Honda Thailand racing team returned to the pits in 2021, looking to again be competitive and maybe add to that sole team triumph. To dig a little deeper about the objectives for the team, we're joined by Jutamat Impringanata, the General Manager of the Safety Riding Promotion Team with AP Honda's Motorsport Division. And Jutamat, thank you for joining us. Can I ask instantly, what's the main objective for the AP Honda racing team? Is it senior success or developing junior riders?
Actually, our objective from now on are for rider development and for champion position. We still keep on developing our talent rider through Race to the Dream project. Currently, in this 2021 is the 5th year which we will add sport science and dirt practice to our level, starting from the youngest talent of Honda Academy, in order to develop them completely to the world-class rider in the near future. This is Race to the Dream, still continue the 5th year. But this year, we have added new project named Race to the Champion. Race to the Champion. This project is aiming to be the champion position in both domestic and international levels, including arrc also, by using production bike Honda CBR series. So we, AP Honda Racing Thailand, merged together with Thai Honda Racing Club to be the new team name Honda Racing Thailand team, which Mr. Sithisak, the rider from Thai Honda, will join us this year. This is our plan.
It's great to see targets being set for riders. I want to ask you, though, about a very special talent that you've got, Muklada Sarapwech. She's made a huge impression on the Asia road racing circuit. She won the Asia Dream Cup 20 in 2015. I'm assuming she remains a big part of AP Honda Thailand racing team's plans.
Muklada, she is one of our key riders. This year, we position her in Race to the Champion project to fight for the champion position for Honda. We wish so high from her this year.
How far do you think she can go? Do you think Muklada has the ability to actually win in Asia, but also appear on a world stage?
Yes, of course. I think she is currently in Race to the Dream project. She can be in arrc 600, and maybe level up to 1000, and maybe in the future he can be in World Superbike also.
We are aware of AP Honda Thai Racing's involvement at Asia Road Racing and the world level. How involved are you on domestic circuits level?
This year, 2021, is the first year for us, for Honda, to participate in domestic race or arrc. We will have 3 riders in 600cc class, SS1, Muklada, Pasavit and Sithisak, under the name of Honda Racing Thailand team.
We wish you good luck and success for the season, Jutamat. Thank you for joining us on the Asia Motorsports Hour. After this Idemetsu choral commercial, our classic race relives how Deutsche Kreisart nursed Ratthapong to an unlikely Asian Championship in 2018. And the larger-than-life Kraitos Wongsawan waxes lyrical on Thai racers old and young. Anthony West isn't racing today. He can't do anything. But if Ratthapong wins, Ratthapong will win the title. If Amaduristira wins, Amaduristira will win the title. If Aslan Shah wins, Aslan Shah Kamrazaman will win the title. If none of them win, Anthony West wins the title.
Okay, so the winner takes all is what you're saying. It's going to be a very interesting 600 race is all I can say, because the top 3 guys in the championship have got nothing to lose. They've got to go for the win or nothing. There's no point finishing second for any of those guys. It's going to make it so close.
Okay, let's have a talk about them. Let's talk about them individually. Ratthapong Wilairot, 116 championship points, comes from a famous motorsports family. Again,
again. He rode so well, and he's got Kraitos as his wingman.
Absolutely. He's had a reasonably quiet year, but I'll tell you what, he's been building and building and building, and if he wins this race this afternoon, he deserves to be the champion. So he's got it all to play for. He must be feeling pretty confident, the only man in the 38s in qualifying, and also so fast on race pace, even on those hard Dunlop tyres. So everything to play for him.
Ratthapong on pole. The lights will go on, and then we are underway in the final round of the 250s, and Ratthapong has got a flyer. Aslan Shah closed up as well, but Ratthapong Wilairot needed a good start, got a good start.
Yeah, that is exactly what he needed to do. The two Yamahas behind him as well, his teammate and Kenneth Kubo. What a train that you would like to have behind you heading towards your first championship on the 600. So a great start by Ratthapong Wilairot, but the Kawasaki men, there's Koyama there as well. You said watch out for him, but look at Kubo up the inside there. Is he blocking the line, or is he looking for a way past?
I'm suspecting there's going to be a little bit of three abreast wing formation for the Yamaha team, but just right behind Ahmed Yudhishthira has got himself ahead of Kenneth Kubo, and Aslan Shah is close enough, but Koyama's there. Also at the back of that group, who's made a good start, was Koyama. That's exactly who he was talking about.
Well, Yudhishthira is in very good positioning at the moment. Aslan Shah is a lot further up than he was at this time yesterday too. So the main contenders are where they need to be. I tell you what, the man leading the race at the moment, Kraitos, is doing a fantastic job. And look at this, Yudhishthira has gone through into second position. What a great move, and he's run Ratthapong Wilairot wide.
16 and a half laps to go, so let's not get too excited. I think everyone needs just to settle down and just make sure they don't make mistakes, make sure they get in a good position. Or is it a case of you really set a marker in these first few laps?
Well, if you look at what happened in the races yesterday, I mean, the Yamahas, they just took off and went into the lead and disappeared into the distance. The Kawasaki's can't afford to let that happen today, and that's what Yudhishthira is doing right now. He's giving it everything he's got. He's riding this first couple of laps like it's a last lap so that he can stay with them.
There are big smiles there, big smiles on the Yamaha racing team. They're looking extremely confident in the pits. A bit premature for that, gents.
Well, it certainly is, but at least now there's some breathing space between these guys. It's just a matter of now Kraitos, he's going to have to pull Ratthapong Wilairot along, and then if he can do that, then he's got to relinquish the lead. But with the pace that the man in second had at the moment, I truly believe that Ratthapong Wilairot has got the pace to win on his own merit.
This is when Yudhishthira goes past Kenneth Kubo and has a word.
He says, please, I'm trying to win a championship here, and you're making me ride over my limit. And you just saw the rear end let go then. But once again, Kenneth Kubo lines him up on the brakes. Into turn 12 he goes and gets that nice tight line. And look at him, Yudhishthira is just shaking his head. He's so upset at him right now. And he's got a right to be, because the man on the number 64 has run off a couple of times in my eyes. It's 5 seconds back to the pack fighting for third. So that battle that we're looking at now is basically a battle for the podium now. So Kenneth Kubo probably got every right to try and win it.
Oh, Kubo's off. Just overdoing it, and that opens the field completely for Yudhishthira and Aslan Shah, Kamruzaman. Koyama, the shadow, is of course there. He can be spoiler, but this race now takes a different complexion.
And there goes Kraitos. We saw him making that manoeuvre yesterday, just letting Ratthapong Wilairot know that he's there.
But there is the problem for Yudhishthira. Even if he catches up, he's going to have to bypass Kraitos and Ratthapong.
Well, let's just keep an eye on that gap. It was...
it's come down again.
Yep, 4.2 now the gap.
4.279. It's not come down much. And is it enough as do they run out of time? 7 laps to go, Steve.
He needs to go faster. He needs to go harder. His Fujiwara needs to be out there with the pit board and telling him, whatever you've got, lay it on the table. If you want to win this championship, you're going to have to go faster than that.
He needed a perfect weekend. That was the only way he could win the title. It looks like he's going to have a perfect weekend. He leads coming into the final lap.
3.3 seconds the gap now, Des. That means nothing. There's no way he will lose 3 seconds in last lap. There is still this battle on, though, for third place in the last spot on the podium. Koyama wants everything. But you can have a look here as they head in there. Ratthapong Wilairot completely in line. Kraitos, a perfect wingman.
Ratthapong enjoying it. You could almost see a smile through that visor. You can't relax too much.
This will be the most nervous, nerve-wracking 3 quarters of his life as he heads through here. There'll be things running through his mind. Has the bike, is it going to make it? Am I going to be okay? Will Kraitos stay behind? And he will. It's going to be good, Des. It's going to be Ratthapong Wilairot's day.
1 corner to go. Ratthapong Wilairot enjoys the ride. Takes the title. He needed back-to-back wins. Kraitos does a wheelie in celebration. Ratthapong Wilairot, champion of the Asia Road Racing Championship Supersports 600cc.
And the Yamaha Thailand racing team, what a job they did here this weekend at this circuit. Home track, pole position, 2 wins, 2 second places. Doesn't get much better than that. A lot of emotion on that podium, a lot of memories. For Ratthapong Wilairot, he'll remember December the 2nd for sure, for many reasons.
So we've just seen the race. Ratthapong, your emotions and your thoughts after that championship victory?
For me, it's like first the incredible feeling because I got a champion at home race, and second also the day before I got champion, my father is died. I can contribute to him. It's like got a champion for him.
So there were tears, I'm assuming, from you. It was very emotional.
Yes, a lot of tears, but they were in the helmet. After got the champion, go through the victory. Last lap, my tears go out.
Riders and manufacturers take priority, of course, in any racing environment. But without the administrators, the organisers, enthusiasts, both amateur and professional, working to provide, maintain and support the facilities and infrastructure to practice and race, then there simply is no sport. In racing, these administrators tend to be charismatic. And as Kraitos Wongsawan will prove to you, the Thai scene is no exception. Kraitos has been the chief executive of the Federation of Motorsports Club of Thailand for nearly 30 years. But it's by no means the only hat he wears. And I'm delighted that Kraitos joins us on the Asia Motorsports Hour now. And one of my observations looking at the Thai scene is there seems to be a lot of rival competitions, all good competitions, but I found it difficult to actually put everything into a structure.
Thailand is quite different. We don't have a good circuit in the old days. We have one of the first circuits was in Vira in Pattaya. I'm not sure if you know that one. So that was like 33 years old. And then our circuit in Thailand, in Nakhon Chaithi, was very small. And then we do motorcycling from the passions. In the old days, the motorcycle sport is not recognized by the government. So again, it worked very hard for us to get the motorcycle racing to be recognized and officially supported and funded by the government. And that is only less than 15 years. So it means that in the past over 20 or 30 years, we were on our own.
How are things changing? Because obviously we've got the Buriram circuit, which is genuine world class, and there are other Thai facilities, but to me, there just don't seem enough quality facilities for a nation as motorsports mad as Thailand clearly is.
Yeah, because Buriram is the only one that FIM really standard, and it's the only one that the circuit that to be organized MotoGP and also other world championship like the World Superbike. And that is actually, we need more circuit. Indeed. I think for our circuit, Thailand circuit is a small one. It's just, it's just a foundation because it's old and then it's also 2.5 kilometers. At that time when we built a circuit, we only use the underboard. Things change so much there. From time to time, we starting from the underboard. We started from the 2T. I'm sure that now the arrc still have the underboard class, it's family class. Anyway, that is all our nature of our Asian country is doing. at the time when we introduced the underbone racing to the FIM in 1992, a lot of people were laughing at us. And that, the underbone bike at that time, if you back into 19 era, it's all the superbike, right? International level, superbike, and motor and GP 125, GP 250. But we have the underbone and FIM people, they say, oh, that is Chongshai class. At that time, other people were laughing at us. But if you think now the FIM, they have a mini GP, they just launched it. They also have similar what we are doing in our region for decades.
Keeping it brief, just to finish up, you've looked at the progress of the Thai motorsports industry. You're hopeful that circuits and facilities will now become easier to get on a political stage, and so your general going forward thinking is very positive.
In Thailand we have 70 million people, the population. We have 20 motorcycle sales around the world. Around Thailand. We have at least 2 million units of motorcycles selling in Thailand per year. But now what we need more is for kids, more new junior. I think we like a partner now in Asia. That's good. When we established the Asian Championship, and you have like an Asian Championship before become the Asia. That is another milestone. So the whole thing is that if you have all the jigsaw connected together, it would help. But anyway, I think MotoGP in Wilairot would help a lot for developing Thai riders. The only way to go for the riders is have a junior class. That is why now we have the mini moto. We have the kids like 3 to 9 years old. We have the mini motor, we have the junior cup, and that is the way how to develop the riders. If you see the riders like Ratthapong Wilairot, and Deisha, it's from the old school. It's from the era of the 90s on Thailand circuit, the franchise. But now things change. So if you look into every 10 years decade, we have to finish it. We have to be what we call modernize it, and that's it. So RTM is just a part of it, but for FMCT, and now we have to get more riders, and I think it would be a good question that how to become the MotoGP rider.
Coming up after the Idemitsu choir, Ratthapong Wilairot relives a horror injury.
Back to 2016 because I broken two hands in the same time as 8 hours during practice.
Okay, we're talking with Ratthapong Wilairot once again. 10 questions, 10 quickies for Ratthapong. Ratthapong, when did you first start racing?
For me, start racing is since I was 4 years old, like a small motorbike, like a motocross. After that, I changed to racing around 6 years old.
What is your best racing memory, your favorite racing memory?
For me, it's like a good memory and best memory for me is 2018. I got the champion super sport class as home race.
And your worst memory as a racer?
Back to 2016 because I broken two hands in the same time at 8 hours during practice.
Both hands broken. Oh my word, nuts. Okay, do you have a favorite rival to race against on the circuits?
For me, favorite rival is like I think Sakwan. Because when I riding with him, I feel like fun because sometimes we pass together and we change the position. It's fun. If I think it's okay for me.
Do you have any superstitions before a race?
For me, it's like before I go to race, I just concentration with me and talk with myself and also bike. Like okay, we need to go to the race and we help each other together and got champion together. I just think like that.
What is your idea of a perfect holiday?
Perfect holiday. I want to go like the mountain, and when I feel like tired, I always go to mountain to keep good natural, and also I feel breathe with the good environment, so make me more refreshed.
Besides racing, are you good at any other sport?
I like to play tennis also, and badminton, also swimming, but my favorite sport is badminton.
Finally, if there were 3 words to describe Ratthapong Wilairot at the end of your career, what 3 words would you like to be remembered by?
Racing, champion, and happy.
Racing, champion, happy. 10 questions with Ratthapong Wilairot. And so ends our quick Thailand tour. Next week, believe it or not, we can talk about racing.